WandaVision is a 9-episode miniseries available on Disney Plus, starring Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany as Wanda Maximoff and Vision. Set 3 weeks after the events of Avengers Endgame, Wanda and Vision are seen living a happy suburban life in the town of Westview, New Jersey, while trying to conceal their true natures. However, when the surroundings keep changing as they move through different decades, the couple suspect things are not as they seem, and things start spiraling out of control. So it's been a while. Listen, this video marks the start of reviewing a lot of movies that I didn't get the chance to watch in cinemas or just didn't get the chance to review. Let me see, actually, I've got the list right here. We got Nobody, Monster Hunter, Greenland, Unhinged, New Mutants, Ascendant, The Courier, and Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, it won't be continuous and released together like I hoped to, but hopefully I can review them within the next month or two. But anyway, now WandaVision. I watched this miniseries maybe a month ago, but I didn't get the chance to review it because at that time I was busy packing and stuff, because I was moving, into this new house. Got this whole setup, it's a lot different. So I didn't have the chance to review it at all. I didn't have the time and the setup to do it either. So this review won't be as fully in detailed as maybe some of you might like it. Mostly because it's not really fresh in my mind like a lot of the reviews that I do normally are. Regardless, you know what? I actually really enjoy this miniseries. It's cool because it's one of those that is very ambiguous and slow-paced at the start. You're like, what's going on? It's kind of confusing at first, but it always gives you slight hints that something is off. What's with this 4:3 black and white display, and and what's with all these different jumps in decades, which is honestly pretty cool because you get to see the environment change and the clothing everyone wears change, and also the way people talk as well. I also loved how at the start of basically almost every episode, there was a reference to a really famous sitcom intro. For example, I think one of the episodes was Malcolm in the Middle. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while. But basically at first it was slightly confusing, you didn't really know what was going on, and then bam, it goes from classic TV all the way to widescreen, modern era, those Marvel movies. And then things start to make sense. It started to make a lot more sense, especially with the answer as to why the first few episodes were 4:3 standard definition, black and white kind of display, which obviously I'm not going to give you the answer to it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone of you who hasn't seen it yet, which you should if you're watching this. But I really love that and how it kind of tied in with the story. Like I said, it is a very slow-paced series for the most part. I wouldn't say it got very good until maybe the 4th or the 5th or even the 6th episode, but I don't really necessarily feel like the first few episodes were as boring as some people have stated online. But I can see how to some people this series might be a very confusing mess, especially when they switch. They often do it, but they switch between the 4:3 kind of layout to the widescreen 16:9 display. It might just feel like a really big disconnect. But I don't mind it, and for me, it felt like more of an interesting, confusing mess, which, there's a lot of questions needed answering, and eventually things do make sense, and I'm glad I got to see, there's a lot of twists and turns, and seeing it all play out on the screen was just really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. See, I always thought, wait it out, stuff will get answered for you, things will make sense eventually, and it does. But it's not perfect. You see, there are some things that don't make too much sense, just the very small details though, for example, the sitcom moments, but also, there's this one scene where, we see, 2 people or 3 people, I can't remember, outside talking, right? And then Wanda uses her magical power to blast someone through the wall but we, like, clearly, right? But we saw there were people outside, and she was trying to conceal her powers as well. And I'm just wondering, how did those people outside not see or not even care? Regardless, this was an excellent miniseries that I thoroughly enjoyed, being a Marvel fan. Even though Wanda Maximoff and Vision aren't my favorite characters in a long shot, I still really enjoyed this. I guess it made me kind of feel more emotionally attached to the characters a lot more having seen this. And I'm excited for what the future holds for them. And it ties in with the MCU and origin story so well. But I mean, that's to be expected, right? But still. And that big reveal, Wanda Maximoff as Scarlet Witch at the end, and the building up towards that was just spectacular. It was a very fun watch. But you know what? I suddenly realized there's not a whole lot of action in this. I'm going to give WandaVision an A-. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's been a while since I watched the miniseries, so I can't really tell you everything that's fresh in my mind. I only made some few points that I put down straight after watching. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Like and sub if you enjoyed, and as always, feel free to check out any of my previous videos. Until next time.